Yeah. All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
exit, but I will be back in like 5 minutes when I put this away.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So, Florian's not here. Nico, I see you just crossed off getting the gaming working group on the website. Yay. Um, Stage RFC, stage design, whatever we call it, Nico.
Uh, there's no major developments, but we have been. I've kind of drawn up various proposals, but I've been thinking about a minimal one, which we're sort of prototyping now, where we basically form a group that has a connection to the Lang team and it spins out RFCs as it progresses. We're trying this out with the FFI unwinding. And so that means that a lot of the discussion kind of focuses more on this group, and the RFCs are meant to be relatively little discussion. And I'm hoping to kind of try to write that up as a thing. It's kind of what the other idea was, but make it a little formal and maybe make an RFC for it and try to turn that as more the pattern and go from there to uh, uh, introduce more concepts of staging as we get a better picture of what they look like. So some slow progress.
Okay. Nico, any legal issues, or is that all in Florian's purview?
I don't know anything about the bullet points that are here, licensing questions.
Okay.
So.
Anything else you'd like to talk about related to legal things?
No, not really.
Okay. White papers are Florian. Community sub-team for the website is Florian. Website slogan is Florian. Roadmap planning, Nico.
Well, at this point, I'm mostly they wanted to write a blog post from our discussion, but I'm not sure if he's made progress on that. I guess I got to ping him. That's the current status. I do think we should probably get going. So I will ping him that. Because I don't think he's in this meeting right now.
He is not. Okay, the next is the Rust survey, Nico.
Okay, so I added a few notes. We found a contractor. I'm working out the contracting details. Hopefully that will be resolved soon. And one thing I did want to bring up, I don't think we've had much discussion about new questions or information people might want out of the survey compared to what we did before. I don't expect us to make major changes. But I started thinking about some things on my part. I don't know, do I think I should send out an email or something to try to get ideas, or just maybe bring it up at the sync meeting? I was thinking if there's any teams that have things they would like to potentially add to it, or do we just not want to make a lot of changes? I mean, as an example, from the compiler team, I would like to make sure that we are measuring and asking about Rust Analyzer and RLS for ID support. Like, I don't think Rust Analyzer was a thing at the time before, and that would be interesting. I would be interested to see how many users each one has. But
I think probably both bringing it up in the sync meeting and sending out an email with a deadline of when you want ideas by would probably be useful.
okay, I think what I'll do is I'll reply to the old email and sort of say, give an update and ask people if they have thoughts by, let's say, by November. We'll run with that. Okay.
Okay. Any other topics for the public part of the meeting?
Actually, final thought about the survey. Just an interesting part of this. I reached out to various people in Mozilla who have more experience with surveys. Apparently, we have a Slack channel, I learned, where people go to get help designing surveys. And the main thing of feedback I got was 6,000 respondents. That's like way more than you need. You're working too hard. Well, we clarified that like the role of the survey was not just gathering data, or that it's publicly announced in a community thing, then they changed their opinion. But it got me to thinking that it might be that for some of the kinds of questions I would like to ask, maybe the Rust survey or the other people might like to ask, maybe the answer isn't to include everything in the Rust survey, rather to consider doing more kinds of surveys. Like we might sample from the population of people who open PRs, one thing that occurred to me. Trying to get feedback on like, how does the process work for you? Do you feel confused? Good feedback and so on. How happy are you as a Rust contributor? But for later, deal with this one first.
Yeah, I definitely think once you start segmenting our audience, like you get into little subsets pretty quickly. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to switch the recordings.